Study means you're going to try to copy it sort of as closely as you want to, although we're not in school. So if you want to branch out, if you want to do something different, please do. You are welcome to be original. I'm going to do some drawing of this, and is this okay? Is this in the, okay? I'm going to do a quick drawing of this to give you some ideas of how to first draw it, and then I'm going to show you how you can add some crayon, and then we will go to the watercolor. So, these dry erase boards are a little bit different for me to work on, but I will do my best with that. I'm going to look at this picture that I have, that I've used the grid on, and there are 4 rectangles. And so before I start, and you might want to take a look at this with me, we want to figure out what's in each of these rectangles. Now when I look at this one, most of her head is in there, and her eye is kind of in the middle. It's dropped down a little bit, but her eye is kind of in the middle here of this rectangle. This rectangle, you've got all of her nose coming down alongside here. This rectangle at the bottom, you've got the chin area, and you've got the neck and throat area. You've got a dress here. These are some interesting, I think they're shoulder pads. Those were popular at that time. And he had some unique ways, Picasso had unique ways of showing this in his painting. Over here, we've got her shoulder and also part of her neck. Now, when artists are drawing, they look for shape. And the human head is shaped kind of like an egg shape. The eyes are sort of football shaped, or the shape of a lemon, you might say. The neck, it's not an exact triangle, but I see it like a triangle idea here. In fact, if I were to sketch that in quickly, I might start with a triangle and then erase it and refine it a little bit. So I'm going to draw this to give you some idea. Oh, another thing I noticed on this, and it really bothers me because I used to frame artwork. That was one of my regular jobs. I would have been fired if I made a frame that looked like that, but hey, it was Picasso, so he could make it as crooked as he wanted. But you can see how it's dropped down here, and then it's wider over here, and there's very little of it over here. So I think he was just having fun with that kind of thing. So I think I'm going to start with that frame, and that line is a little shorter than this line. So I'm going to go over across like that. And then this one is a little wider. I'm not good at nice straight lines without a ruler, but again, it's Picasso. And hey, his lines are a little bit crooked looking too. So on this side, in fact, I think I'm already going to erase this a little bit. I think I want it a little bit maybe wider. It is faster to erase on a dry erase board. Okay, and there's just a skinny part of the frame over here. Oops, it's getting wider. Oh boy, that's really crooked. Well, I'm the artist, so what are we going to do? The head shape, again, I had mentioned that it is egg shaped, so I'm going to start out with it being kind of an egg shape, just to give you an idea. And then I need to change this a little bit. I need to put the nose in here. Sure where that came from. Okay. Now I already see my nose needs to be a little bit farther down, because on my grid the mouth is right here. I think I'm going to fill that in, and that will help me that will help to guide me. So that means that the lip has to come up here. This is not going to be my best Picasso drawing, I can already tell today, but I have one that I did at home that looks much better than this. Okay. This might work out. Let's have this come up a little higher. Did I say that this painting is called The Girl with the Beret, with the Red Beret? This is the red that he's used in the painting. I'm going to get rid of the top of her head here and draw in that beret. And it has a little pom-pom up here. Then her hair comes down here. Maybe the secret to using a dry erase board is to try to draw faster. Okay, I think her nose is too pointed. Poor Marie. There we go. Now, let's see where I'm at here. I need some hair up here, some bangs. And some bangs over here. The nice thing, again, about Picasso is it doesn't have to be perfect. And these grid lines, as you use them, when you don't need them any longer, you can get rid of them. I think I've got her chin a little bit longer than what I want here. Okay. Then her neck starts to come down like this. And this giant funny looking shoulder pad. And then there's one over here. And her shoulder comes down. Okay, let's fix her chin here. She probably would prefer if I give her an ear too, maybe. Okay, might be a little tall. But it's abstract, it doesn't have to look perfect. Okay. I need to make that beret a little bit bigger over here. All right. Now one nostril is here, and one is here. And this eye is above her ear. I think it might work better if I use a cloth. And she's got an eyelid, and maybe this is a line under her eye. She's been hanging out with Picasso, and it's very tiring, maybe. There's that eye. And this one, I had a lot of trouble drawing this because I'm not used to drawing crooked eyes like this, but that's what Picasso wanted, I guess. So put the eyebrows up there. Whoa, that's a little wackadoodle, I think. Let's get rid of that for a minute here. That's even too much of a Picasso, I think. Well, that's still not quite it, but you kind of get the effect, I think. Okay, let's see. The hair needed to be a little bit longer here. It comes down a little bit longer. And this is kind of interesting. I guess it's maybe her rouge on her cheek, or whatever it's called now, cheek blush or something. It looks like a shield to me. And I don't know why it's painted that way. Maybe he just wanted to put some pattern. I don't know. Okay, there's another diagonal line that goes here. He just wanted to kind of break up the background, I guess. And there's one that goes here, and one that comes down here. And then this kind of dark, I don't know if this might be a shadow now that I think about it. This area it's solid black in here. Maybe that he was representing a shadow in that part. Shoulder pad has a design. The dress comes up here a little bit and get rid of the side frame. It ends there. And there are more dots here. A lot of stripes in this dress. And I think that this part is the back of the chair. I think I finally decided that must be what that is. Get rid of that. Another design with dots. Boy, she reminds me of one of the squirrels I saw with its mouth full of walnuts. There we go. That's a little bit better. I've given her a much longer neck for whatever reason. But that's how my quick sketch has ended up. I think I'd like it if her hat was bigger. See, now I'm getting all fussy. But when my drawing is the way that I want it to be, then it's time to get rid of this grid. You don't need that in your painting. That was just to help with the placement. So you can carefully erase those extra lines. Okay, so that's my very quick sketch, but I spent quite a bit of time then doing the actual drawing of her. And this is what I came up with. I took a lot longer, a lot of erasing, spent a lot of time. Sometimes when I draw, I turn the picture like this, and I look at the picture like this, because if you turn the picture, your brain starts to see it as shapes, and especially when it's upside down, sometimes it's easier to draw because your brain doesn't think of it as being a human face anymore. Not that this one is. This is really different for a human face, but you can turn it all different directions and work on it. So that's my pencil drawing. So it's an interesting drawing, but this class is called Watercolor Your World, and it's kind of blah, I think. It needs some color, I would say. So this is where you want to refer to the color sheet that you have.